I'm Max with Business Den. Let's see what it takes to make it $1 million RV.
My name is Scott Allen, and I'm the CEO of EarthRoamer. And EarthRoamer is the world's premier manufacturer of luxury expedition vehicles. Welcome to EarthRoamer. This is our chassis area. This is where the actual truck portion of our expedition vehicle starts off. Very first thing we do is pretty much gut the entire interior of the Ford F550 or the Chevy 6500. Okay, so this particular F550 right here is pretty much in the very early stages of chassis modification. Back wall has been removed to allow for the camper pass-through portion. Interior has been entirely removed to allow us to luxurize the interior vehicle. You can start to see how the frame has been reinforced. It's been lengthened. Additional fuel capacity of 65 gallons has been added for a total fuel capacity of 95 gallons. That'll give you about a 1,000-mile range on this vehicle. Big question we get asked a lot is what's the miles per gallon? That's somewhere between 9 to 11 miles per gallon depending on how you're driving. So this chassis is pretty much ready to go into assembly. The one thing that hasn't been accomplished yet is these small tires, which are stock on the Fords. These will get placed onto a 43-inch Michelin military and police tire. So currently our lead times are roughly about 16 months out. Every vehicle is custom built for an owner. We never produce a vehicle to specification. We only produce it once upon we have an order. And we're currently producing about 40 vehicles a year. This is our latest model. This is our LTX. This was just launched in November at the SEMA show, automotive show in Vegas. And we've sold 41 of those in the 7 months since we launched it. So very happy with the success that model brings. So from an assembly perspective on the camper shells, all camper shells run through 6 phases of assembly, phases 1 through 6, with 6 being our final QA. So this shell just entered assembly yesterday. Color-wise, you tell me what color you like. We'll always match it to what your preference is. So any color under the sun is an option. But here you can see it is a one-piece carbon fiber shell. It's coated in a proprietary product that we work with a company called Ultimate Coatings on. We refer to this as X-Guard. Basically, it is an extremely scratch-resistant exterior because I expect you to go driving through trees sometimes, and that avoids the Colorado pinstriping effect. So this is the start of a phase 3 vehicle. Now it's really starting to look like the inside of the camper. So all of the big furniture has been placed in. On this model, the LTX, it has a wet bath, so the wet bath has been placed in. But now it really starts to look like a camper as opposed to something under construction. The LTX model, that has a base price of $798,000, so $800,000. And then you can have options roughly of about $80,000 on top of that. So the typical LTX goes out the door roughly at about $850 to $880K, depending on how much customization you do to it. Our larger model, the SX, sitting on the Chevy 6500, that has a base price of $1.1 million. And then there's roughly another $50,000 to $80,000 in options that you can put on top of that. So going out the door just under 1.2. We actually mount the camper to the vehicle. We call it marrying the camper and the chassis together. So now you can see the large 43-inch tires that rest on the F550, giving it that, rugged off-road capability. On this vehicle, you've got about 12.5 inches of ground clearance at the lowest point, which is the rear differential. Most people call that the pumpkin. You also go inside the vehicle here. And again, this just left phase 3. So again, all major cabinetry is in, all rough wiring is in. There's a little over 2 miles of wires on these vehicles. Basically, at the end of the day, What you have here is a luxury home that has to withstand an earthquake and a hurricane all the time. Throughout our company's history, we've produced over 450 vehicles. Of those 450 vehicles, only 4 have ever been taken out of service due to car accidents. This is phase 6. So at this point in time, you're going to see most of the systems being tested. So most everything else is installed. So both of these vehicles, one of our LTX models and then one of our larger models, the SX, these are just getting ready to depart on a test drive of 300 miles, 200 miles on highway and road, 100 miles off-road. So let's go ahead and take a quick look inside. Right now, this is our QA team doing final checks before they go on a test drive. With over 450 vehicles on the road today, being able to keep the campers and the vehicles happy and their owners happy is extremely important to our company and to our owners. So in this area, you're going to see campers that are literally 20 years old, all the way on the right-hand side over there. That's an old LT, again sitting on an F550, but that looks like to be about a 2002, 2003 model. Right here you see about a 2020 LTI. So we work very closely with both Ford and Chevy engineering groups. We are certified upfitters. So we work very closely with their engineering groups to make sure that we don't violate the powertrain warranty on the vehicles. And that gives a big peace of mind to our owners. When they buy a new vehicle from us, we are able to warranty the camper systems and the camper shell for 3 years, 36,000 miles. But the vehicle itself maintains the factory powertrain warranty, so 5 or 7 years, up to 100,000 miles, depending on the model. Get a lot of knowledge from Ford. We also provide a lot of feedback to those organizations about what they could do better to make it a more robust vehicle. And they're generally pretty good at listening to us, since we are the leader in the industry. Basically, you're looking at a high-end auto parts and RV shop, all contained under one roof. So Fox off-road racing shocks, Vitrifrigo fridges, Mastervolt batteries and electrical systems, windows from the Netherlands, doors from Germany. And then all of our vehicles, both models, currently run on a Kelderman air ride suspension system. So we work closely with Jeff Kelderman of that company, who designs our lift kits and our air ride suspension systems. And this is our CNC router. So all of our designs for the cabinetry are first initially designed out in an AutoCAD SolidWorks software program to ensure great tolerances. They're then transmitted over to the CNC. CNC does all the cutting in basically a 2D shape. It's placed in the cart, and then each one of our master craftsmen will come grab one of these carts and produce the actual piece of furniture before it goes into the vehicle. One of the things we do here at EarthRoamer that's unique in the industry is that we are extremely vertically integrated and produce all of our own parts. So all of our metal parts are actually produced in our fab shop. We have a full, machinists, welders, sheet metal capability. What you're looking at right there on the table is a rear frame extension to the F550. So you can take a look at the robustness of that and the quality of that work. Ever since COVID, RVing has become more popular, to the American public. Unfortunately for the American public, there are 11.4 million registered RVs in this country with only 1.4 million campsites, giving you a 14% chance of a crowded spot if you plan 6 months in advance. So a lot of those people that went into the RVing lifestyle during COVID discovered they liked it, but hated the crowds and hated being tied to a campground. They then migrated over to us. We are experiencing a period of great growth right now, ever since COVID. The rest of the RV industry had a big downturn after COVID, and we've still been growing because we're actually drawing people out of both overlanding as they step up into our vehicles or out of the RV marketplace as they migrate from traditional RVing into more boondocking or overlanding that they're doing with us. Just 2 years ago, we were only in the one building of 40,000 square feet total. In January of 24, we acquired this space, the sales office, as well as the assembly area. That added an additional 20,000 square feet to our facility, so a 50% growth in facility, along with about a 50% growth in headcount for the company. And I easily predict within the next 2 to 3 years, we'll be taking over the remainder of this building, which is an additional 20,000 square feet, and adding the necessary number of team members to the company to keep up with our growth.
What are kind of your long-term goals for the business?
World domination. It's very simple. So no, I mean, at the end of the day, I believe everybody in the world wants to own an EarthRoamer. They either can't afford it, which is a personal problem between them and their banker, or they don't know about us, and that's my problem, and I need to do a better job of marketing the vehicles. So I think the sky's the limit for us. I don't want to put a cap on our production or on what we're able to accomplish.
All right, perfect.